Welcome to Study Like a Scientist HSC questions, and remember, when you have an HSC question in front of you, you've got to read it. So make sure you've highlighted verbs, you know the kind of detail you need to go into, understand the keywords in the sentence and the science context we're looking at, and also the intent of the question, so the purpose of the question, what's it asking you about. Notice plurals and the numbers of marks so that when you plan your response, you use all the scientific vocab that you need that's relevant, and you decide how you're going to attack the question. If there's a stimulus, engage with it, and then try to lay out your thinking logically. Make it easy for the examiner to give you a mark. And then double check that you've written what you intended to write and that you answered the question that has been asked and that you've remembered all the plurals. So let's have a look at the HSC paper 2023 and question 31. This is a 4-mark question. And it seems quite straightforward. We just want to describe, and when you describe a named genetic technology, so you must name the technology. So describe means to give its characteristics and its features. It must be a genetic technology and it must be useful for medicine. So hopefully you will have a whole heap of things that you could think about and choose for this. So let's have a look at how the marking criteria is laid out. We want really here, it's about detail. So if you are comprehensive in your description, in other words, if it's very detailed, you're going to get a 4. If you're only sound, or if you only identify, that means just name it and just kind of briefly describe it, with very little detail, then you're going to be down at a 2. And if you don't have either a genetic technology or a medical application, then you're going to be down at 1. Okay, so let's have a look at this student's response. They've written quite a lot, so let's read it and see what you think they might get as a mark. So pause it and review it. Now, what's interesting about this response is that it's got lots of useful information. It is a technology that is important for medicine, and it has data in the question. We've got some statistics about how many people pass away waiting for organs and why it's used, so prolonging life, and even some information about not having to take immunosuppressive drugs, all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, it's not a genetic technology. So genetic technology must include the manipulation of DNA. So unfortunately, this is only a 1-mark response. So we would hope that your example is actually a genetic technology. So it has to be involved in manipulating DNA in some way that benefits in terms of medicine. So it helps to fix a disease or something similar. Okay, so I want you to try this. It's your turn now. See if you can write a response that's worth more than 1 mark.